Layla outro part 2. Take you a quick drink and we'll just launch right into this thing. This is Chords and Coffee. So, if this is your first time here, this is Layla outro part 2. There's a part 1 that you can go watch, and then this will make more sense to you. Speaking of watching, I was thinking the other day, I film these in advance, and then when I film these, I get on the live chat every Saturday morning, and I, interact and chat and, answer questions or provide encouragement. And Chords and Coffee is about all things guitar and all things encouragement and whatever else may exist in between. And I was just thinking about how grateful I am. Some of y'all have been with me since the inception of this thing. I think about like Ernie and Rick, Tony, Paul, Jason. Lord have mercy. If I missed your name, don't be mad at me. I'm just thinking about Eric, Dustin from What's This Button Do. Folks I haven't even ever met in person too. It's kind of cool. Maybe the coolest thing about the internet is when people can come online and actually encourage one another and uplift one another and do something positive for one another. Because the internet's all full of the negative, weird stuff, And so I'm really grateful that we are not doing that and that we're just encouraging one another. Who did I leave out? Gordon just started watching Chords and Coffee here recently. There's just a whole bunch of you. Mike down there in Florida smoking his cigar, drinking coffee as we speak, I'm sure. Thank you guys. Thank you for coming along the journey. Wayne, just thought about Wayne. Wayne said something every day about being grateful to be on the journey. Means a lot to me, and I look forward to it every single Saturday morning. I surely do. And, I know my dad's out there watching too. So, Dad, thanks for watching Chords and Coffee. So today, we're going to talk about the second half of the outro to Layla. The outro to Layla is one of my favorite pieces of music. It's gorgeous. Features primarily the beautiful piano work. And I feel like, is that Bobby Whitlock playing piano? Bobby Whitlock played piano and sang, but I don't know if somebody said to me at one point, they think the drummer wrote this. Nobody commented on the last video if you knew or not. I know it's a Google search away, but in this situation, you're just as good as Google. So if you know, comment below. Otherwise, I'll find out later. But anyway, beautiful piece of music. We're going to talk about it. So where we left off last time was we had just the intro, and then I gave you a little piece of what I just played. It's kind of a foreshadowing of this video, okay? And so if you're just joining in, we had this. And that was one maneuver, and then this is the other one. And so, watch the other video to understand how all those pieces fit together. But you go through all that, and then by the time you've landed on this, now we're to the part where it feels like it's really starting to gather momentum, and you've got this. My favorite part. The acoustic guitar, there's some overdubbed acoustic guitars that play that. It may even be a 12 string, but it's at least maybe 2 acoustics that are doing this. And so all you got here is a C chord. Now, good old cowboy C, index finger on the first fret of the B, open E string, index finger on the first fret of the B, open G, middle finger on the second fret of the D, and then ring finger on the third fret of the A. Now with this hand, so what I'm doing here is I'm plucking with my middle finger the high E, and wait, I think about it. So I'm going high E with my middle finger, and then pinky is coming down here on the D note, which is the third fret of the B, And then pinky's coming off to like the regular C. So for just a second, you've got this C add 9. And then hit that open G. Let's see if I can position myself where you can see what's happening here. And again. So only the pinky is really doing anything. And you do it again, except the rhythm is slightly different. So instead of being... And then when you get to the resolution of that second phrase, you're going to land on an F chord. Just good old garden variety F. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not even barring it. I'm just playing index finger on the first fret of the B, middle finger on the second fret of the G, ring finger on the third fret of the D. So, and I'm hammering on that second fret of the G where that wants to be anyway, because that little G to A is part of that melody there. Now that part, it's the same kind of maneuver where I've got my still playing this F. You could even think of it as an F major 7, where you actually have the high E ringing open. So again, index finger first fret of the B, middle finger second fret of the G, ring finger third fret of the D, and then on this little melody here, same melody as before that we did on the C chord, where I'm going from the B first fret to pinky's hammering on the third fret of the B, and then that open E string. So, and then the resolution of that is plucking on the G string that you're already holding down. Now, when I was playing that on that Amplified Nation demo, which I'll put a link to that in the description of this video, I was trying to get my right hand to strum to sort of give the illusion of more guitars are happening than what is physically happening in reality. In other words, trying to make it as big as possible. And that looks really, really stretchy. And it is, but it's not that bad. I would say the key to for me anyway, the key to that is to keep the index finger and the thumb kind of almost human capo. If you've got another way to do it, that's fine. You can also come up here. But I don't know, I just felt like I wanted a different variation on that theme, so I did it down here. So index finger on the first fret of the A, skipping the D, middle finger on the first fret of the G, ring finger on the first fret of the B. And the melody is the G string, so that G sharp note, or A flat in this case. So A flat, and then C, the B string. So and then the D note with the pinky. And then that open E, and then back to the D. And then the C note on the B. And then this guy again. And then a C chord to resolve it. And then some kind of little iteration of that where I'm just going a C pentatonic. Something like that, and that's just 3 to 5 to 3. So on the low E, so G, A, C, so 3, 5, 3. So 3, 5 on the low E, and 3 on the A. And I'm just sliding up from there. I don't remember what I did, to be honest with you. And there was one of those in there. If you listen to that demo, there's one lick that's a little soggy Captain Crunch. You know what I mean? Let the Captain Crunch sit in the bowl too long. Got a little soggy. Reached down with your spoon, took a bite. Didn't like it, ate it anyway. Anyway, Sometimes that happens on video. And I'm just going up the pentatonic scale like that. So 3, 5, 3, and then wait. And that right there, just think of this. Once you get to this point, it's just A minor pentatonic. And then just shifting up into here. So then after that, here comes this part. So this first little part is like Rhiannon from Fleetwood Mac. That kind of thing, right? Or vaguely reminiscent of Don't You Love Her Madly, or all the other little A minor slippy slidey McDoos that happen with that little maneuver. All you're doing is the index finger on the first fret of the B, middle finger on the second fret of the G, and then slide this whole sheboing up a whole step. So index finger is going to be on the third fret of the B string on a D note. Third fret of the B on that D note, and then middle finger is going to be on the fourth fret of the G's, and then ring and pinky come together on the fifth fret. So that's the first part, and then this is super easy. You're gonna love it. This is index finger across the fifth fret from the A all the way to the high E. But now you're just gonna put your pinky on the 8th fret of the B, and then walk it down from 8, 6, 5, and then the resolution comes. Back to that. So and then to a G. And then on this G, and I'm really only playing the G notes and then plucking the B and the G string. And then this melody is B, C, D. So on the B string, 0, 1, 3. One more time. I feel like somebody needs to see this again. Index finger across the 5th fret, all the way straight across, pinky on the 8th fret. And I'm really just playing the A string and the G and the B again. And so you've got 8, 6, 5, 8, 6, 5. So after that G, where I'm just holding down that G, that on the low E, I'm holding on the 3rd fret while playing the G string and the B string, and then on the B, 0, 1, 3, and then now think of this as I'm holding down the C notes. It's like I'm making a C with this F in it. The tricky part of this is you don't want to play the B string because then you get this. Doesn't sound right, but and this is super easy. This is just F, E, D, C. So 1 on the high E, 0 on the high E, 3 on the B, 1 on the B, and then back to A minor, and then this little that's such a wonderful point in the melody of that, and it's so easy too. So just a good old A minor, index finger on the B string of the 1st fret, ring finger is on the 2nd fret of the G, the G, and then middle finger is on the 2nd fret of the D, and the melody is open E, and then 3rd fret of the B string with my pinky here, resolving to this index finger. And then right after that, you're going to go D over F sharp. So, and I like to slide into it a little bit. So after that, all that is pinky is on the 3rd fret of the B. And then your middle finger, ring finger, is doing nothing, just kind of hanging out, trying to stay out of the way. Middle finger is going to be on the 2nd fret of the G, and then index finger is going to be on the 2nd fret of the low E. And then this little booger right here, you've kind of got to shift. So all of a sudden, your ring finger, which was doing nothing before, all of a sudden takes the place of the middle finger on the 2nd fret of the G. Pinky stays right where it's at on the B. And then middle finger hits the low E on the 2nd fret. So and then just to give you that C note over the, so it's like D7 over F sharp. And then all that is while holding down the G, you're gonna move that C note off. The C note that you're on the B string of the 1st fret, and then 2nd fret of the G, and then take it off. So just straight down the old C major scale there, right? So whole thing one more time. At this point in the song, it's as big as we can possibly get. And when I did the beginning of the previous Layla outro video, I started with this. Do that again. There it is. So I'm holding down this C. And then the low E, and then that part is just, I'm basically holding down the melody with the C chord shape here, and so I'm going open E, flattening my index finger to catch both the C note and the F here. So, and then this E, and then pinky on the high E, high E 3rd fret, and then shift everything to be this F chord. So you go into this C to just basically good old F with your thumb over it, a la Jimi Hendrix, you know, the little wing, that kind of thing, right? So walking that straight down, so you've got G, F while I'm playing the F, and then F major 7, and then F6, right? And so what is that? Pinky on the 3rd fret, taking the pinky off, taking the index off, now you got the open E, and then pinky on the 3rd fret of the B. And then do it again. Try that again. Do it twice. So all I did there is I'm just walking up. And then this little, and that's basically, think of this as like almost like a D chord up here where I'm playing the F, E, C, G. And then I tried to make the little bird sound that Dwayne Allman did with this slide at the end, with the edge of my pick. Anyway, so there are the loose pieces in a nutshell. if you would like further explanation. You know, some of y'all actually send me emails and say, hey, could you unpack this a little bit more? And I don't know if you know about this, but I will respond to that email. I will unpack it as good as I can, whatever needs to be unpacked. If it doesn't need to be unpacked, then we will leave it locked up. So anyway, there you go. I hope that helps. It's been really fun going through that. I love that song. It's funny. I was thinking the other day, I should have put like the exact time that song starts, but then I thought, no, I don't want to do that. Because I want you to have the same moment I had where I was listening to that song and just was listening to this rockin' tune and these two guitar players like sort of dueling over Layla, yet somehow like harmoniously interweaving in and out of these, you know, all these melodies and stuff, and then how it just sort of resolves. And there's kind of like, it seems like there's like maybe like a little bit of the univibe on the clean electric guitar, the slightly dirty electric guitar, because there's kind of this wonderful little warble. And then when that piano kicks in, so satisfying. Musical, just high level of just emotional musical excellence happening at that point. And then how it just continues to evolve and just everything. There's a really great video out there of Tom Dowd, who produced that, engineered that, and he actually is, you can see how, as he's explaining it, he's sort of reliving it. And to be in that control booth when that was getting laid down, knowing that this is timeless, right? And that's the thing, is that the best music has no framework of time, or it's not caged by time. It's timeless. You know, I think about this little piece of music. I think about some of my favorite songs, like, you know, I've Got a Name by Jim Croce, or If You Could Read My Mind, Gordon Lightfoot, or even, modern stuff that's just amazing. Like, I mean, I don't know, Cover Me Up, Jason Isbell. I mean, that song will probably be around for a long time. Just like, some of Chris Stapleton's, where to begin with him. He's got so many. But I love timeless music. So, with that, if there's some timeless songs that you think, hey, Nate, you ought to do an arrangement of this, help me out. I need it. I need your help. Post in the comments section here what we should do an arrangement of. If nothing else, it'll help me just get on the right track, because I enjoy doing these arrangements, and if you enjoy listening to them and you want to learn them, have at it. Add it to your set list. Add it to your repertoire. Make it yours. I'm happy to help. I'm most of all happy to encourage you. Thank you for watching this every single week. I'm really excited about some of the things we have coming up in the future, so stay tuned. Your feedback is important to me. Your comments are important to me because it helps shape not only the curriculum that we're doing here, but also just the direction of how we can encourage one another. So thank you so much. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you next week.